Have you ever wondered why some people seem to make money grow like magic, while others live counting pennies until the end of the month? The difference often isn't in how much they earn, but in how much they know about money. Imagine money is like a seed. If you don't learn how to take care of it, it will never grow into a fruit-bearing tree. It will die in the soil. But if you study, read, watch, and practice, that seed can turn into an entire orchard. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, said something powerful. Financial education is what separates the rich from the poor. And he wasn't talking about luck. He was talking about applied knowledge. This applies to me, to you, to anyone. The truth is simple. If you want to change your financial life, you need to start by changing your mindset. Every single day. Watching one finance video a month and thinking, it all isn't enough. Financial education is like brushing your teeth. It has to be daily. Except instead of a toothbrush and toothpaste, you use books, videos, podcasts, notes, and practice. Start small. Read 5 pages of a book like The Richest Man in Babylon before bed. Watch a video about how compound interest works over breakfast. Listen to a podcast about investing while you drive. Little by little, your brain will start connecting the dots. What assets and liabilities are, how cash flow works, what passive income is, and why it can change your life. And you know what's interesting? The more you learn, the more opportunities you see. That business idea that once seemed crazy now starts to make sense. That silly expense you used to have every month, it starts to bother you. And one day, almost without realizing it, you stop living in survival mode and start living in growth mode. Educating yourself financially every day isn't about becoming an economist. It's about becoming the captain of your own money. And when that happens, no one else makes decisions for you, not the bank, not the credit card, not your boss. You begin to understand, choose, and grow. Want to get rich? Then invest in your mind before investing in your wallet. After all, those who learn about money every day are planting freedom for the future. Many people work all month long, push themselves, deal with pressure, sit in traffic, and at the end, their salary hits their account and disappears in a few days. That feeling like your money comes with an expiration date. It happens when your money is only used to pay bills, not to build freedom. When you understand how money works, you can start making decisions that bring you closer to financial freedom. Since you're here, I want to offer you something special. A book with simple and practical tips to help you organize your finances and start building wealth. I've released only a few copies and there are only a few left. Soon, I'll take this valuable content offline. The link is in the description. Now let's continue. Robert Kiyosaki once said, "The poor work for money. The rich make money work for them." That doesn't mean being rich is just about having a high salary. The difference is in how you use the money you earn. Imagine your salary is like a brick. You can use it to patch holes, pay off debt, buy things, fulfill short-term desires. Or you can start building a house with it, brick by brick, month after month. That house is called financial freedom. And how do you build that house? By investing. Turning your salary into capital for investments means taking a portion of what you earn and putting it into something that can bring returns in the future. It could mean buying dividend-paying stocks, investing in a real estate fund, creating a digital product, starting a small business, or even buying tools to offer a service and earn more. The secret lies in stopping seeing your salary as a temporary reward and starting to see it as a vehicle for the future. Of course, you have bills to pay, everyone does. But even if it's a small amount, what matters is starting $100 wisely invested is worth more than $1,000 spent aimlessly. Every month you go without investing is another month trapped in the cycle of dependence. But with every dollar you invest, you take another step toward freedom. It's not about living in misery or giving up everything. It's about prioritizing tomorrow. You're working today? Great. Make today's money work for you in the future. While some people spend everything to look rich, those who invest quietly are the ones who truly become free. Earning money is good, but making money work for you is even better. Have you ever thought about what would happen if your only source of income suddenly disappeared? What if you lost your job? What if your biggest client stopped buying? What if something changed in the economy and your only income vanished? That's where one of the golden rules of financial freedom comes in. Never depend on a single paycheck. Imagine your financial life is like a table. If it only has one leg, your fixed salary, any shake can bring it crashing down. But if it has 3, 4, 5 legs, it stays standing, even if one fails. Creating multiple income streams is like giving stability to your life. It's building small streams of money that together form a bigger, more consistent and safer river. And the best part, nowadays, it's easier than ever to get started. You don't have to quit your job. You can use your free time, your skills, even your hobbies. Here are some practical examples. Are you good at cooking? Sell meal boxes, cakes, or sweets by order. Good at writing? Do freelance work as a writer, editor, or ghostwriter, like teaching. Offer online classes, create a course, or even a YouTube channel. Know a specific topic, write an ebook or info product and sell it as an affiliate. Know tech? Offer support, maintenance, design, or editing services. And not everything needs to depend on your time. You can invest in digital assets, like courses that sell themselves, automated products, monetized channels, or even investment bots. The important thing is to change your thinking from "I only make money when I work" to "I can make money while I sleep." It doesn't happen overnight, but with consistency, each new income stream is like a seed that will sprout. At first it seems small, but over time you start to see the power of accumulation. $300 extra here, $500 there, $1,000 elsewhere, and suddenly you realize you no longer depend solely on your salary. Remember, the world is full of opportunities. What's often missing is the attitude to see them and start small. Those who depend on a single income live on the edge. Those who create several build a cushion of peace. Now that you're learning about multiple income streams, it's time to understand what really builds wealth. And the answer lies in one word you may have heard, but haven't deeply thought about: assets. Robert Kiyosaki hits the nail on the head again when he says, assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take it out. But what does that mean in practice? Let's simplify. An asset is something that generates income for you. A liability is something that takes money from your pocket, even if it seems valuable. For example, buying an apartment to rent. That's an asset. It brings in rent every month. Buying a new car with high payments, that's a liability. It only brings expenses, insurance, gas, maintenance, depreciation. And here's the trap. Most people keep accumulating liabilities thinking they're getting rich. They upgrade phones every year, finance cars, buy the latest TVs, branded clothes. But none of that puts money back in their pocket. It's like building a beautiful house with no foundation. Nice on the outside, unstable on the inside. If you truly want to grow financially, you need to shift your focus. Instead of asking, how much does this cost? Start asking, will this pay me or cost me in the future? You can start acquiring assets with small steps. Buy shares of companies that pay dividends, invest in real estate funds, create a digital product that keeps selling even while you sleep. Take a course that helps you earn more with a new skill. Invest in land that appreciates over time. Every asset you acquire is like a hen that lays golden eggs. Maybe at first the eggs are small, but the more hens you have, the greater your production will be. Meanwhile, liabilities are like racehorses. They just eat and never win any race. So, next time you have money in your hands, think carefully. Will you feed an asset or a liability? The choice may seem small, but in the long run, it's what separates those who work their whole lives from those who achieve freedom. Most people are afraid of the word debt, and rightly so. When used poorly, it can become a heavy burden. But what many people don't know is that debt, when used wisely, can be a powerful ally. The rich don't avoid debt. They learn how to use it strategically. Instead of taking out loans to buy things that lose value, like electronics or cars, they use credit to invest in something that can generate returns. That's what we call leverage. And that's exactly why those who learn to manage money early can take much bigger steps later on. Since you're here with me, let me quickly tell you something. I've prepared exclusive material, a book with practical financial tips to help you get out of tight spots and start building wealth. I've made just a few copies available. The link is in the description. Don't forget to grab yours. Continuing. Leveraging is like using a ladder. You're not jumping or throwing yourself into the unknown. You're climbing, step by step, with support. The ladder, in this case, might be a well-planned loan, a partnership with someone who has capital or even credit that will help grow a business. But here comes the warning. Leverage without planning is dangerous. Before using any kind of debt or partnership, ask yourself, will this investment generate more than what I'm paying? Is the risk under control? Do I have a plan B? For example, taking a loan to buy a property and renting it out can be smart, if the rent covers the loan payments, but using a credit card to buy expensive clothes, hoping you'll pay it someday, is a trap. The key is to use money you don't have to build something you couldn't achieve on your own, but with responsibility, no impulse, no desperation. The secret lies in balance. Wise leveraging multiplies opportunities. It doesn't create new debts. It's about thinking like an investor, not a consumer. Those who learn to use this strategy consciously can take bigger, faster, and safer steps toward financial freedom. Even if you don't realize it, every day you're selling something. When you go for a job interview, you're selling your image and skills. When you explain an idea to someone, you're selling your point of view. When you try to get someone to help you, you're selling a proposal. The truth is, knowing how to sell is an essential skill. And we're not just talking about selling products. We're talking about selling your service, knowledge, and experience. People who learn how to sell earn more, have more opportunities, and enjoy more freedom. And no, you don't have to work in sales for that. You can sell an online course you created. You can sell your time as a consultant. You can sell a digital product. You can sell your knowledge as a freelancer. The important thing is to understand that selling is creating value. It's helping someone solve a problem. And when you do that well, you are naturally rewarded. That's why it's worth studying. Sales, learning about communication, persuasion, copywriting, marketing. These are tools that can multiply your income because they allow you to offer your best in the right way to the right people. And remember something important. Those who don't learn to sell depend on others to be valued. Those who learn create their own opportunities. Selling is not about pushing, it's about connecting. It's about showing that what you offer can transform someone's life, even in a simple way. Those who understand this never struggle. Again, if you want to grow financially, you need to stop depending only on your direct effort. Working hard helps, but there comes a point when time runs out. You can't work more than 24 hours a day. And even if you give your best, your income is limited. That's where the idea of creating something scalable comes in. A scalable business is one that doesn't need your constant presence. You build the structure once, and then it keeps running, even while you sleep, travel, or spend time with your family. For example, you can work with affiliate programs. In this model, you promote digital or physical products from others, like courses, tools, subscription plans, or consumer items. And you earn a commission for each sale. You don't need to create the product, deliver it, or support the customer. Your job is simply to connect those in need with the right offer, and that can happen as many times as needed, with no limit. Another way to scale is to use automated platforms that sell for you. There are systems that handle billing, product delivery, and support. You just need to learn how to promote strategically. Many people use social media, blogs, paid ads, or email to do this. And once they get good at it, sales happen even outside business hours. You can also create automated income systems, like an online store using dropshipping, where you promote supplier products, and when someone buys, the supplier ships directly to the customer. No need for inventory or handling logistics. Everything happens online. Scalability is not about growing fast. It's about building something that grows on its own over time, even without your constant presence. At first, you'll learn, test, and adjust. But once you build the right structure, it starts working for you. And that changes the game completely. Because instead of trading time for money, you're building a system that generates money even when time runs out. The difference between an employee and an owner isn't just in the title, it's in the mindset. While the employee focuses on doing the job well, meeting deadlines and following orders, the owner thinks about the bigger picture. They're always looking for ways to improve the business, increase profits, and prepare for future challenges. This mindset is essential for anyone who wants to achieve financial freedom. Thinking like an owner doesn't necessarily mean owning a giant company or building an empire. It can mean being the owner of your financial life. And it starts with a change in perspective. For example, when you start treating your personal finances like a business owner, you act differently. Instead of thinking only about using your salary to pay monthly bills, you start making decisions that make your money work for you. Think about it. When you run a business, you care about every cent that comes in and goes out. Every investment needs justification. Every expense needs to be planned. That's exactly what you should do with your own money. It's no longer about how much I earn per hour, but how much my money is generating on its own. Instead of seeing your salary as the end goal, see it as the starting point. What you do with the money you receive determines your future. The employee thinks, I work, I get paid, I spend. The owner thinks, I work, I invest, I multiply. They see each amount as a growth opportunity. Instead of spending the whole paycheck on things that lose value, the owner invests in income-generating assets. Here's a simple example to understand. Imagine you earn $3,000 per month. If you think like an employee, you'll spend most of it on bills and purchases. But if you think like an owner, you'll take part of that money and invest it in stocks, real estate, or even small businesses. Over time, you can turn that small amount into a cash flow that no longer depends on your paycheck. Also, thinking like an owner means always watching for opportunities. Employees wait for opportunities to come. Owners go after them. They study the market, look for alternative income sources, and never settle in the comfort zone. They know that to grow, you need to take calculated risks, learn to negotiate, and make strategic decisions. Instead of waiting for a raise or promotion, the owner thinks about how to increase their income through a side business, a partnership, or an innovative idea they believe in. Thinking like an owner also means investing in your own development. Business owners are always learning through books, courses, or mentors. They know that knowledge is the best tool to make smarter decisions, face crises, and seize great opportunities. When you start acting like the owner of your financial life, you're not just chasing more money, you're seeking more freedom. Freedom to make choices that matter to you. Freedom to work with what you love. Freedom to live without being limited by a fixed income or a boss. It doesn't matter what your situation is right now. Start thinking like an owner today. Take control of your financial life, invest in your future, and pursue growth opportunities. By doing that, you're taking the first steps toward true financial independence. So, what did you think of these tips? If these ideas helped you think differently about your financial future, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who could also benefit from this content. The more people know about these strategies, the more we all grow together. Let's keep learning and sharing knowledge to transform our reality. So hit that subscribe button now and tell me, which of these tips are you going to put into practice first? Let's talk in the comments.